Hey there, I don't want to be one to whine, but I have to tell you it has been non-stop technical issues this morning, which is why I'm tuning in a whole 4 minutes late. But anyway, we'll get to what's been going on and I'll get to my weekly updates. But first, if you are new here, welcome to my red couch where I like to sit and talk about romance. My name's Toni Kenyon and I'm a rock star and billionaire romance writer. And like I always say, rock stars are simply billionaires with massive ego issues. So I'm really pleased that you could join me today. If you're joining me for the live, no, not the live replay. God, we're live now. If you're joining me for the replay, which I know so many of you do, I think I had like 800 people watch the video from last week, which is just, it blows my mind. I think about 800 people in a room and I'm like, wow, and they're all sitting here listening to what I have to say. So if you are joining me for the replay, please don't hesitate to punch the little heart button. I'm a romance writer and I love hearts, so I love to see hearts coming all over the screen and in the comments, and I do come back and revisit the videos to check to see who's popped in and who's liked and who's said something. So let me know where you are watching from. I, of course, am sitting on my couch in Auckland in New Zealand, and as I like to share with a lot of people, I'm coming to you from the future. You know, it is Friday afternoon here currently, and as you can see from just back here, it's autumn in Auckland at the moment, and the sun, as I record these, is dropping lower and lower in the sky, which means that it's creeping across the red couch. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do as we move on through the seasons, but we shall see how things go. Anyway, getting on to this week's information, I'm going to talk to you about advanced reader copies a little bit later on in the broadcast. But what, of course, I like to do first is talk about this week's winner of our little magnetic reader strip. I've had fun mailing these out, so this one is going out this week to somebody who helps me an awful lot voluntarily without being asked, and is a wonderful behind the scenes backup person to me, and she has greatly lit a fire under my backside about making sure that I get things done. So Stephanie, I'll be sending this out to you. I'm not even going to try and mutilate your surname. I am just going to call you Stephanie B, and I will tag you in the comments afterwards, but I'm sure that we will be in touch. So our little quitter stripper, as you like to call them, will be winging its way out to you, and I'm really pleased to be sending it to you. And don't forget that everybody who has received a quitter stripper from me in the last month goes into the draw to be our reader of the month for this month. And of course, we've got last month's Reader of the Month, LaDonna, coming to talk to me on the couch next week. I am so excited about sharing my couch with somebody, even if it is long distance, and we're going to have this big sort of line down the middle of the screen. Hopefully, LaDonna might have somewhere red that she can sit just to get into the swing of things, or maybe she'll wear a red piece of clothing. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. So do make sure that you put a note in your diary next week that LaDonna is going to be putting me on the spot and possibly asking me questions that I might squirm a little answering, but we shall see. Okay, so I was talking about advanced reader copies. Stroke is coming out at the end of this month, and in the links, which I always say down, but actually it's that way. It's that way when we do Facebook Live. In the comments, there will be a link to an advanced reader sign up for Stroke. Now, if you are one of those people who simply cannot wait to get their little mitts on the next installment of the Starstruck series, well, then you can sign up to be one of my advanced readers. And what that means is that I will send you a copy of the book before anybody else sees it. Actually, usually before it's even had its final proofread, so you might find the odd little error or the odd strange spelling mistake or something like that. Bearing in mind, please, people, that I write in British English, so if you are looking for American spelling, you are not going to find it in my books. I tried that very early on. In fact, I think I did that in Private Love. You'll probably find that this is written in American English because I had an editor go through it with me, and we did all that, but we still found that really my voice is British and my stories are set in New Zealand, so it makes no sense whatsoever for me to write in American English, and I just don't get the language. I just don't. So Canadians get me, Australians get me, New Zealanders get me, and I'm hoping that some of you wonderful Americans are learning to get me as well. So the spelling of the odd word you may find is still not right, even though it's in British English, but most of those get picked up by in the final proofread. So you actually get the story before the final proofread, but you really just get the gist of what's going on in the story. And in return for receiving a free copy of the book, then all you have to do is pop a review up on Amazon or Goodreads, and I will send you the links for those when the book goes live. And that's really all there is to it. The only requirement for being part of my advanced reader team is that you have reviewed one of my books previously, and there is a link in the sign-up form to copy and paste with full instructions how to do that. If you haven't reviewed one of my books and you desperately want to be on my ARC team, that is no problem. Just go and do a quick review. People think that reviews have to be long, convoluted, 2, 3, 4 paragraphs about what you think and character, development and plot and blah, 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 blah. They don't. They just need to be things as simple as, oh my God, I just love this book. It was amazing. Or there was too much sex in this for me. Or that's always a good one, actually. People think that's a negative review. But for people who that's what they like, they read a review like that and they think, oh, catnip, and they press the buy button. So that's fine. Interesting things like there's too much family life in this story for me and not enough rock star on the road life. That's a fine kind of review as well. It doesn't have to be a lot, something like that, just so that other people can come and see that you've read the book and this is what you thought of it, and it's your opinion, and that's fine, and I'm fine with that. So if you think that's you, sign up, and I will look forward to getting a copy of that out to you. It's done through BookFunnel, which makes it really simple. They've got a whole team of people there who make sure that everything just gets downloaded really simply straight onto whatever reading device you're doing, so there's no issues there either. So if you're interested, sign up. The more the merrier. We like to see a few more people on the team. Okay, what else? My personal update. Oh my God, has Mercury gone retrograde when I wasn't looking? Like I had no power this morning, my hair's still wet. I got here late. Normally I'm a person who always gets everywhere late, but I don't like being late for you guys. So anyway, I'm here. That's the main thing. I didn't realize how much I rely on power. It is just terrifying how I can do nothing if the power goes out. I was in the shower and the power went out. I was like, holy crap. Not today. Any other day but today, not Fridays. Anyway, bananas. I don't know if some of you have seen in the Red Couch group, I posted a picture of the bananas that I've grown in the garden. I love my vegetable and fruit growing, and I have been watching a banana plant for 3 years waiting for this thing to fruit, and it did eventually, and I got 7.9 kgs of bananas, and I was just so excited. It is so cool to be able to eat your own fruit that you grow in your own garden, and you know where it all comes from, and it's just fabulous. And with this change of lifestyle that I've had where I'm eating whole foods and no meat and dairy, and it's just wonderful to know that I'm growing things in my own garden that I can eat. So it's one of the highlights of my day. I was talking to somebody recently about my writing routine, and I write in the mornings and then I do some marketing in the afternoons, but I also garden in the afternoons, and I love being able to go out there and see things growing and see how they're doing. And it's been a really wonderful week for me because of that. Okay, and the King brothers. Wow, it's hotting up. But it's really interesting to see the way that you have been voting. And I'm so grateful to the people who are reading the story and leaving comments and voting. It gladdens my heart to know that you're enjoying things, and numbers are increasing every week, and that's a lot of fun. And so I hope you're obviously having as much fun with it as I am, because you're voting and you're reading and you're leaving comments, and that's really great. So let's see where we're taking Destiny and Dylan now. And I'm thinking that we're writing this as a prequel to the whole series of the boys as they become international stars. So we may have to start looking at Dylan's story really soon, which is going to be interesting considering where we left Dylan at the end of the last chapter. So if you haven't caught up, make sure you go and read. Voting, I say, is closing in 2 hours, but realistically I tend to close it in the morning when I get up, so you've got a little bit longer, but don't leave it too late. If you want to have a say in how the story is going, make sure that you get in there and vote as soon as you can. Okay, I think that's it for me this week. It's always a pleasure to spend some time with you on the couch and let you know what's happening. It's getting very warm in here, I have to say. I've got lights. Thank God I've got lights. Thank God I've got electricity to have lights, because I didn't have that before. And I was thinking, how can I do it? You know, can I do it on my phone? Oh my God, but it's going to be all dark and horrible and it won't look bright and shiny. And maybe I can go outside. Oh, well, but the wind's blowing and there's people out there mowing their lawns. But luckily, the gods and goddesses have shone on me and the power came back on, and here I am. So anyway, looking forward to seeing you. Don't forget to leave a comment. Tell me where you're from. Press the heart button. Love to see those hearts. And make sure that you're here next week so that you can have a chat to me and LaDonna. I'm really looking forward to sharing. See you soon. Bye-bye.